The first basic figure I've gotten in a while. I guess what's now called the main event series, because it has Series 153 on the packaging here. We got Mr. Perfect because I think it's going to look like a pretty perfect version of Curt Hennig from the, you guessed it, WCW NWO Revenge from the Nintendo 64. Unlockable character in the United States Champion mode. I will keep shoving this cartridge in your face. You'll never forget it. But as you can see, previously I had a Legends Series 3 Mr. Perfect. A series I actually still have a couple figures of, like Jim Duggan, Vader, probably still have The Rock somewhere. But he's a little skinny, and you can see on the back he has like the yellow back singlet design. So I thought we'd just kind of compare these and see what's kind of better for what here. Little mini bio on the back. I kind of like that they break down like their fighting style, like maybe for kids. Kind of a cool thing to go by. Mr. Perfect is a technician in the ring. Also, I haven't gotten one since they did these highly articulated improvements to the basic line as well. Let's just see how comparable they are. So because that Elite one is actually so old, Series 3, here we have like a basic figure and he has like facial printing, like a super good likeness for Curt Hennig here. Little cartoony on the older release there. This one is Elite, so it has a little bit of a color texture to it. But this one has almost a more realistic color on the basic one, even without like textured paint kind of wash over it at all. It doesn't, it's just one color, but it kind of looks more realistic to me. Here we can see like the difference in that blue shade, kind of a lighter turquoisey blue. So I think this one's a little more accurate to what I'm going for, more so of course the video game appearance. Maybe he did have a more kind of darker blue back in the kind of WWF Mr. Perfect days. I would say it has a more correct height also, because the Legends one is awfully tall when you can kind of compare them. Probably a lot more accurate knee pads as well. Smaller. The Legends one has like big, huge supporter knee pads. But there on the back we have the black, so it is more like the game attire and everything like that. The color, the face. We just have the Mr. Perfect boot, but I could always find another boot, or actually it's not a detail that bothers me at all to keep on there. I think he just had plain white boots. I mean, if we're really going for NWO style, Curt Hennig, he mostly just had the black attire, but I like this one because it is from the video game more so. Interesting, comes with like open hands. I guess that does kind of make sense. For the Mr. Perfect thing, usually you just have the standard like accessory holding hands, as far as I would know. But you know, he's missing like the ball joint here of an Elite would have. You know, nothing on the torso, just the waist, not the middle. This Elite's so old it doesn't have like an extra elbow articulation thing at all. So nothing missing there. Maybe a missing piece here at the top of the leg from Elite. And then no ankle. But before, basic kind of figures would just go up and down, but now we do have the side to side. So it does have that added bit. That goes a long way, really, for the leg motion, because the up and down is really bad on the old ones. So I think this really steps up the basic ones, and then obviously they still have pretty good detail for the faces and stuff. This is one that easily could have been Elite-ified and released that way. Maybe with an NWO shirt that I might put on here, even though it's going to cover up some of that sweet color. But I think I like this one. It's a lot more accurate, I think, for, again, I'm going for that video game way more than anything else, even just reality of watching the Monday Night Wars and collecting these figures. I'm mostly specifically collect to make them look like the video games I put way more hours into than watching wrestling even at the time. So it's not exactly perfect, but he's going to look a lot nicer, I think, in the collection, this one, than even the old Elite one that's much more Mr. Perfect-y time period. This one you can cheat quite a bit and kind of get WCW NWO Curt Hennig out of it. And you can put him with Rick Rude with his manager, just like in the video game if you wanted to. So that's the time period I show and collect and open here. The Monday Night War time period, later 90s. Anything Mattel does with that, I try to evaluate and show on my collection what I get. So if that's the time period and figures and wrestlers you want to see, maybe click the channel icon down there, the round one. Go to the channel page, look around there. You got playlists to watch through, and you can always subscribe too. So hopefully I'll see you in the next video that way.